if you guys were to ask me, what's the one thing I constantly hear from people that I sign up for this program or in the world, people struggles, it always goes back to some form of healthy boundary in your nervous system, in your body. So let's just all maybe go within for a moment, take a deep breath, tell your heart, your stomach, your soul, whatever you want, yourself, however you visualize all parts of yourself, the physical, your soul, your spirit, your heart, everything. I'm listening as you, me, you're saying this to yourself, come first. And just notice what happens. I come first. I'm listening to all parts of myself. And that relationship we build, you become like a vibrational meter, like a thermostat. So when your temperature goes up, let's say, like the thermostat reads the weather, it's hotter, colder, it's super simple. Your bodies, your nervous system now are your signal. If I'm taking these actions, I don't feel good. Let's not get too confused about it. We may not always have the answer. And when I start to go this direction, I start to feel better. So that's part of the healing process. That's what we're looking for, to simplify our read on life and what's good for us and what's not in every moment. And when we're not trained to know how to listen to our instincts and our nervous system and our, we know that when we're hungry, we eat. We know that when it's too hot because we start to sweat and we need to cool off. We take off a sweatshirt. That's how I'm trying to teach this work very simply. Okay, I'm listening to my heart and my stomach. My body doesn't like something. And as we know, it's usually from the past. And somewhere in the present, something is happening too, because they mirror each other. So we're learning to listen to our signals. So with that said, let's all just expand, especially you, Chris, since you're kind of in the hot seat, but don't totally fill in the hot seat because everyone's going to work on themselves with you and send you good thoughts. Just expand whatever present moment, hopeful or peaceful sensation you can. Just feel your heart center start to open. Even if you can't feel a lot, just make your intention. Annabelle and I are watching Joe Dispenza's Rewired TV series on Gaia again. And he keeps saying where your attention goes is where your energy flows. So if you literally focus on your heart, boom, energy starts going there. Don't force it to do anything, but the more you do it, the more your heart is going to say, ooh, okay, I can soften a little bit more now. I can open more. I can calm down more because your attention is a good attention. You're loving yourself. So if you're putting your attention on, why am I stuck? Why am I worried? I don't feel good. Well, we create more of that. That's okay. That's part of the process. That's why in the program, and I like to say to you all, what is the opposite? Okay, I want to feel calmer. I want more peace. I'm going to get there. I may not be there today, but I'm going to focus. What would peace look like? What would being calmer look like? This is where you bring in your will, right? It doesn't just happen to you. You have free will. We're born with free will. That's the beautiful thing. No one's controlling us. The free will is, I intend to feel better. I don't care how long it takes. So, Chris, with that said, just everybody relax your jaw. Take a deep breath into your stomach, lower abdomen. Let the nerves start to settle. And let's keep it light. That's what I'm hearing. Let's keep it light today. It's not a big deal. We are here. This is going to sound funny, but we are literally here to be stressed and evolve. With all my spiritual studies, I struggled with this for so long. And the more that I learned, oh, wait, this is a training ground. This is a dream. This is an evolution. Doesn't mean we have to struggle, but that takes the edge off. So if we are struggling, it's not like, why am I suffering so much? Well, because we were born to overcome stuff. And my job, my goal is to make it as supportive and loving and helpful as I can for all of you. And I'm honored you chose me to help you. And I'm so happy to know that we can keep doing these classes every week, because maybe in a year from now, something will switch. Maybe you don't feel so good for a while, and then you're like, guess what, you guys, this does work. I've been practicing for a year. I know that sounds a long time, but I literally started really practicing this about 20 years ago. And the benefits I'm feeling now, I didn't think I would ever get to. So just don't give up on yourself. It doesn't mean it has to take 20 years. Ever could take one day, could take 50 years. Who cares? Don't think about it. Just be present. Oh, I feel like this today. Okay, well, I would like to feel like this. So Chris, what would you say the first, and this is what's fun about this work. Don't even go into the past, just in this moment. You can all look at yourself. So Chris, you don't even have to feel too on the spot. What's the first sensation, thought that comes to you right now? And it may just be blank. You might be calm and peaceful. We'll work with that, because when there's unresolved stuff, it will come right up after the peace.
I feel my thoughts want to go to angst, and how I'm feeling, rather than how I'd like to feel.
So, right, and what we're going to do is pick it apart. So when I was just talking and having you go in your heart, did the thoughts calm down at all, or no?
The thoughts are calm. Yeah. It's just some of the other sensations are going.
So we're going to pick one. Just give me one spot that's going where you feel, it sounds like it's an angst sensation is what you're saying?
Yeah, a little bit of angst, a little bit of like
weary.
My head, for me, it's always my head just it's kind of funky.
So put your hand where you would, when the head is funky, the overthinking, when you just follow those thoughts down to the body, do they land anywhere? Can you tell where the angst starts? And just put your hand there on that spot. So right side of your head. And just notice if anything else is going on. So I'm going to teach a little bit why we do this. Some people, and I was this way, Chris, Linda, you might be able to relate to this. I'm picking out people that I've worked with that I think might understand this. We have been so stuck in the head, we don't even realize there's a body. Who can relate to that? Nod your head, and it's totally okay. Yeah. And for some of us, it's easier. Yeah. Ozma, did you nod too? Oh, beautiful. Okay, cool. I'm going to pull you in on this. Yeah, nod if you feel like you can't feel your body too well, because I know a lot of you can feel your body now, and I know some of you can't. Okay. Cool. So we're going to do double the healing right now. Here's what I want you all to say to yourself as you go within for a moment. I know I'm not, and I'm not trying to be funny, so I apologize. This is going to sound funny, but I know I'm not a walking around head. I'm not just a head. God created a body that connects to my brain. I can't think without my heart and without my stomach. So just connect to that thought for a moment. Now I want you all to place a hand. When I say what's the first sensation you feel in your body, meaning below the chin. So it could be your throat, shoulders, heart. I want to see if you notice anything. And everybody put a hand where you feel your body. When I say first thing you notice, maybe it's your hands. Beautiful. Yeah, let me see, Osman. Where you put it. Beautiful. Keep your hand there. I want to see all your hands if you don't mind. I like it. Linda, do you have a hand somewhere? Cool. Thank you guys. Thank you. And then
Tension,
you-
and it's on my feet because that's tension that always goes to my feet.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, put your attention there. Now, here's the trick. If it's unpleasant, I want you just to observe it. Notice what happens next. If it's pleasant, let it expand. If it's too unpleasant, open your eyes, back off. This is how you regulate the nervous system. You'll know the difference. Unpleasant means I'm getting scared, I'm too uncomfortable. But if it's like a release, like you feel emotional, stay with that. Tell those parts of your body, I love you, I'm listening, you're safe. I'm sorry for all the stress you've held, and I'm learning how to best take care of you. And Chris, what happens when you say that to your stomach?
I feel it's lessened, you know. I can breathe easier.
Stay right there. This is the work right here, especially for Chris's nervous system. And I have the same one. So you can breathe easier. You hear my voice. And just
Feel my
notice,
heart beating.
feel your heart beating. And Chris, I'm literally using all my will to keep you there because I understand your nervous system and where it can go. So notice for a moment, Chris, you're present. You're nowhere else. Feel the seat behind you, all these beautiful souls looking at you, supporting you. The ego wants to make us feel we're the only one in pain. We're not. And that's why this group is so powerful, because we're all pushing each other to the next level. So let that expand, Chris. That's beautiful. Like those words coming out of your mouth are music to my ears. This is really the work for his nervous system right here. And I wouldn't be surprised if right behind it, Chris, something may come up. If it does, I really want you to look for that. So as he feels a little more regulated, he feels his heartbeat, his stomach is calmer. He's present. There's no thoughts right now. He's listening to my voice, feeling the group. Just notice what happens next, Chris. The first thought or sensation that pings up.
I'm just in the moment, which is so unusual for me.
Stay right
You know,
there.
I know. I know my mind wants to think, but yeah, it's just nice to be just in the moment.
Okay, so I'm going to have you do something now. We're going to bring his moment into reality for a moment. So I'll actually have you all gently, slowly open your eyes. And I want everyone to take a look at Chris, send him love. And Chris, I want you to look at the boxes and just look at everybody looking at you, appreciating you doing this work. And take those sensations and the words that Chris said and just be with everybody for a moment. Like, holy crap. There is beauty in the world.
Yes.
You guys, this is big coming from Chris. Chris, this makes me so happy. I know how much you've been tormented by your thoughts. So I'm really happy to have this moment with you in the class. And just, Chris, know how good it feels that not only are you fighting for yourself, but I am, the classes, like anyone that works with me, I don't care. I'm not letting you go till you feel better. So sorry.
No, I know. I anytime I get a text from you, I think that's a sign, because I have, like I said, I haven't been on the group in a while, but I know you care very much, and that means a lot. It really does.
Thank you.
And everybody else feels the same way, I'm sure.
Well, I listen, right? No matter how big the
Yes.
group is, I listen. That's why I have to meditate too. So when I start meditating and connecting, something will pop in and I'll be like, really? It's 10 o'clock at night. I have to send them a message now. It's like, yep, because they need to hear it. I'm like, oh my gosh. So if you ever get a late night text from me, it's because there's actually another guy who doesn't come to class yet. And I actually needed to text him last night and he appreciated it. So I'll listen to spirit. It's not me trying to fix you guys. I just will be like, something will be like, wait, Chris needs it. Chris needs help. So if you're not hearing from me, then it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means you're on your path and it's working. If somebody is hurting, that's when I hear it. Somebody needs it, I'll hear it. So if you're not hearing from me, it means you're on the path. It's okay. So okay, wait, two things I want to share that I keep forgetting in my yoga teacher says some fun things. I'm like, oh, my group would like this. She said yesterday, you're on the right path. This was in class when you don't give two fucks what anyone else thinks. I love that. Everybody's feel that, take it in. That feels yummy. And the other one is, I really thought of all of you for this. I forget her exact wording, but I was told, tell your group that. If you're here to learn unconditional love, something like, I don't know the exact word, you're going to have betrayal, or you've gone through betrayal, or you're something with betrayal. So would you say most of you have had some form of betrayal in this life? Yeah. So the good news is you're on the path to unconditional love. And I don't know your guys' definition of unconditional love, but I know that's a very high state to be. I'll take it. And what I've learned from the spiritual teachings, unconditional love is take someone you've loved so much, a child, a partner, it doesn't matter. And what I heard Christ consciousness is, or whatever your spiritual religious views are, you feel that love for all. That's a high state. Don't put pressure on yourself, but that is one of the highest states. If you can feel divine, so divine love means unconditional love. It doesn't have conditions. It doesn't mean you do this for me. So just feel like I needed to share that. And then back to you, Chris. Well, how does that land in your body? Everybody check that out. So if you've lost something, if you've been betrayed by someone, you've been hurt, that means the divine plan is for you to elevate to a very high state. I thought that was cool. I liked that. You guys like that one? Mm-hmm. If you're here to learn unconditional love, you'll have betrayal. Cool. Okay. That just reframed all the shit I've gone through. I like it. I'll take it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. But anyways, so Chris, what do you notice in your body now? As you look at the group, maybe keep your eyes open for a moment. So you guys, with somebody like Chris, sometimes you would want him to keep his eyes open. Somebody that's too heady, maybe you don't want their eyes closed. So like, let's say I'm training you to do what I'm doing. I go with my body tells me now, tell that person to open their eyes. Some people need to stay within. So, and then you can ask the person, Chris, what feels better for you right now? His nervous system might say, oh no, I do want to close my eyes. Or I can feel more present if they're open. Yeah, so just check out your body again. So this whole time I was talking, Chris, would you say your thoughts were pretty quiet, or did you have any sneaky ones?
Once in a while, sneaky ones will always pop up. Like, okay, what's going to happen after you finish this group? That it's like, just shut up. Okay. I mean, that'll probably pop up, but it just was felt in the moment. It was so nice just to feel in the moment, and whatever came up, I'm like, okay, I hear you. I'm fine with it.
Let's be specific. So did something come up, or you had the thought it probably will? See, I'm going to get really specific.
It came up. I was probably worried about what's going to happen the rest of the day. I'm sure that thought, yes, the thought did come up.
Okay, stay right there. So, okay. And Chris and I have already done our session, so I know where this comes from, but we'll just do it again because it's a good teaching point. So Chris, the thought, I'm going to say it back to you, and everybody's looking at you, and we're going to, when it's really in your face and said back to you, what's going to happen the rest of the day? Like if I actually had everyone unmute themselves, and you guys don't have to unmute yourself, but all of you say to Chris, move your mouths. What is going to happen the rest of the day? Make it bigger. Like what? Yeah, holy shit, what's going to happen the rest of the day?
Right.
You almost light in the dark because it's trying to mess with him, and that's his trauma pattern. And Chris, let's tell the class, where does that worrying, that pattern come from? When did you first learn that?
As a child.
And who was the worry wart?
My mom.
So feel that, stay there, take a breath.
Mhm.
This is where we really got to pick it apart. Good breath.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that breath was a little frustrated, huh?
It was.
Okay, that's what we want. I want you to feel that frustration. What happens next? Who are you frustrated at? What are you frustrated with? Don't get in your head. First thing.
I'm frustrated with myself.
That's fine. So
Yeah.
you're frustrated with yourself that you keep going to this place where you jump ahead 5 million steps of what's going to happen the rest of the day. Like every day is like a, what's the word for the end of the world? Apocalypse.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I'm making it bigger on purpose. And I'm not making fun of you, Chris. This is just a little.
No, you're right on. I mean, it's like, I literally never know what's going to happen. I mean, I really don't. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen from one minute to the next. I get that. But I think that I'm like, am I going to be able to make it through this day sometimes? It's because of what's happened, because what my body is doing to me, you know, subconsciously what it's doing to me. So that's the tough part.
And this has been, so Chris has lived with this for however old he is, 30 years. Oh, wait, maybe a little bit older.
Well,
30.
the intensity.
I'm saying you're 30.
I just had a birthday. I turned 60 a couple weeks ago. But I would say in the last 5 to 10 years, it's gone on to a new level. You know,
Right. And
you know what I'm saying?
people know what I'm saying though in class. From the time you were born, our nervous
Yeah.
systems start regulating off of our mother's programming. So if our mothers are worry warts, that pattern
But
is
she was a worrywart because of what, and we talked about my dad. My dad was, you know, he was just had nothing. He had no emotions at all. He tried. It's not his fault and all that. We've talked about that. It went from him and it just came all the way down. You know what I'm saying? It was a trickle down effect. She was a very happy go lucky and all that. And then it just kind of wore her down.
Yes.
And it just, you know, came down into me. And, you know, so that's where that is. The frustrating part is that it didn't have to be that way.
So sit with that. That's the work right here. So what's happening is Chris's frustration is in his body and aimed at him. And the work that I want to do with you, Chris, is if we were to just to turn it around, we could all visualize this for a moment because we all have childhood stuff. Turn all that energy around. That was beautiful how he said it. It came right. Now we'll close our eyes. Everyone close your eyes a minute because you painted such a cool trickle down picture. The trickle down. Now I want you all to stop it. Chris, I want you to say, wait, stop. This doesn't need to trickle down to me. Like literally I see my hands reversing and pushing out. Like, you know what, Mom and Dad, your relationship is yours. This is frustrating to watch because what's happening is your nervous system is sitting in the frustration of their programming. Because I know you don't have that in your present with all you've told me. Right. So and if there is some, that will go together. But what you're doing is interrupting that pattern of frustration by saying, oh, my mom was really frustrated. And I felt that. That's where the healing starts. Because right now, Chris is just beating himself up for being frustrated and overthinking and constantly worrying when he has a good life and a good marriage and a good job, but he always is worrying about what's going to happen next. That's not a fun state to be. And it's making his stomach feel funny. It's a fight, flight response. So what happens when frustration is internalized as a kid and it doesn't go external, meaning that's not okay, I don't want to be around this, it keeps going within. So Chris, we want to do more work on really letting yourself feel frustrated with the situation, not yourself. And that's okay. Sometimes that's why there's so much inner child work out there and family systems. I like to keep it simple. But this is a perfect time to bring that up. The younger part of Chris is super frustrated of living day in and day out in this this vibration. And we've worked on some of that. It just means he needs more. And a lot of you check in with me. I'm looking at you. Chris, I get messages from Teresa, from Sandra, Marnie, everybody, Tracy. Yeah, Linda, you guys are all still processing. They're feeling better, like you did, Chris. You just had a few moments just here in session where you were present and you felt peace. That's all you're looking for. The more you grab onto those moments, a few minutes a day, what will happen is the frustration will start to redirect itself. Like, you know what? I'm really frustrated at my mom and dad and then you're going to start tapping into some raw emotions, because Chris, sorry to put you on the spot. I have people in this group that can cry easy and I have people that can't. The reason why I ask that is because it lets your nervous system know how much you're holding. Because when you can't cry easy, it means it's really locked in.
Mm-hmm.
I think you told me you have been able to cry.
Lately, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, it'll just kind of pop up. I get emotional on some things, or yeah, for sure. That's not all the time. I mean, but yeah, I have the ability.
When you do you get in your head about the emotion, or does it feel good and you just let it happen?
I think I get in my head. I think I get like mad or something about it. Like I'm crying, like, you're mad about something, but it's weird. It's hard to process that sometimes. Like, why am I crying at this point?
So I want you to keep me on your shoulder. And when the tears come, I want you to reframe it as, oh, good, I'm having a release. That's all I want you to say to yourself. He is so ingrained in that pattern where everything is why, what's going to happen. So Chris, your trauma pattern is just as big as anybody else's. Because some of you will say to me, oh, well, no. Living with frustration and shutdown is, you guys, we never compare trauma. I don't care if somebody's hit or I don't care if someone's neglected. It's the same. It is so brutal when you're not in a free space to be you. Living with frustration and worry is highly traumatic. Constantly worrying. Oh, it's exhausting. Chris, you know it. Your body's showing you. So my intention for this class today and putting you on the spot is just, yeah, that was a good breath. Did you all see that? In this class, Chris, you're already starting to regulate more. Yeah. Can you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
We're literally getting him off his heroin, and his heroin are those thought patterns. So just sit with that for a moment. Keep feeling each other. Feel the chair. And here's where the uncoupling may happen, because as children, we internalize so much. Chris, when I say, are you frustrated at your mom? Or are you frustrated at your dad in that situation? What's the first thought that comes to your mind?
Frustrated, but I know it's not their fault.
So that right there, and I'm putting you on the spot, Chris, is also this is where we have to uncouple more.
Okay.
That is what keeps you in the worry pattern. Is this making sense to everybody? And we did this with Teresa. I put Teresa on the hot seat, and I'm starting to feel a lot of heat in my body.
Because I'm frustrated at them, or I'm not what is it? Well, that's keeping me.
Yes, because when you say I'm frustrated, but I know it's not their fault, it's a double bind.
Right.
So Chris, I'm going to say something to you, track your body. Ready? Just look, we're not going to get too heady. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
So Chris, feel this, go within and to hear my voice, eyes open or closed, and tell me the first thing that comes up when I say this. And this is not a judgment of anybody. You know, I love anybody. All your parents could be here right now and I'd love them and hug them. It is their fault. 100%. It is their fault. So now I'm going to say something else, but track what happens in your body when I say that. So put that to the side. Now I'm going to say something else. It's not their fault in the sense that they are just playing out what they learned from what they were taught. Everybody's doing the best we can. And we absolutely love our mom and dads for the good they showed us and their suffering and sorrows. They didn't know any better. This is how their parents treated them. They didn't know any better. It's not their fault. There's that piece too. The problem is when we put them both together, and that's why I like to uncouple. So Chris, we are uncoupling that part. It's not their fault because it's none of our faults. We just learn what we learn. And there you send them love and you love them for who they are. That will never go away. That's beautiful. That's what makes you a special person. And then the other part of you that is really tired and frustrated of living with that day in and day out, especially as a teenager, the times we talked about, that part of you is fighting. That part of you is angry still. We've worked with some of it. We need 2 more, where it might need to say, I'm not happy about this. I'm mad. It is your fault that you guys didn't change this pattern and get unfrustrated and get along better so I could have a more open, loving environment. I'm mad about that. And that's okay.
Yeah.
How does that land in your body as I say that?
No, you're right on. It's right on. I mean, it's for me, it's my dad. We had 0 emotional relationship, 0. And I'm convinced that's where a lot of my problems have come from. 0. But like you said, no, he learned it that way and he didn't know how to do it. And that's it. And that's the way I was raised. 0 emotional relationship with my dad. He never said he loved me. He just didn't know how to do it. And so it's all been sitting in there.
So stay right there.
Okay.
Stay right there before you say any more and say to yourself right now, it's okay. So Chris, I see 2 parts of you. There's an adult part of you that's totally fine. And then the younger part of you is why it keeps screaming at you. So say to that part of you, it's totally okay to be super frustrated about that. Because I can feel part of you is so over it and another part of you is so not. And that's what we need to hold space for, guys. So don't let the mature Chris that's over it and lives his life and has great things happening. I know so many good things about you, Chris. Tell that part of you, you're cool, dude. I'm going to deal with the other part and let him know he can totally be frustrated about not getting what he needed from his dad. So it means we have to work with that part more. So just say that in this moment. We can all say it to any part of yourself that may still be frustrated. I'm going to work. It just shows me that in my 60 years of living with this part of me, he needs more attention. I just started giving him attention. So tell that part of you, I'm going to give you some more attention so I can get to the root of this and be more at peace. To say that to that part of you right now. And tell that part of you, hey, you don't have to keep worrying because you got 2 parts within one part. The one, sorry to get it more complicated. We just took that part and broke it now into 2. It's like a diagram. One part is not getting what he needs from his dad, and the other part is just like his mom because she's not getting what she needs either. So you got this double whammy. Now my body's all like excited for him. So Chris, yay, this is good news. We get to work more on that. So you get to tell that part of yourself, okay, you're not only are you worried about not getting it, you're mad that you didn't get it. Okay. Well, and then just to regulate you now, since we're already getting to the end of class, just say, you're going to say that part, I'm going to look at you more with Carlee and this group, and I'm going to keep working on it and seeing what comes up. And I'm going to create a plan, because that's exactly how this work is. We don't know what's going to come up. We don't know how long we need. All I know when I started this work is I'm not going to, not to be so dramatic, I'm not going to die feeling the way I do. I just knew that. Otherwise, why? I'm not being dramatic again, but it's like, why am I here? I know I'm not here to suffer every day. I'm getting tired of this. So Chris, I just am inviting you to, all of you, to say to yourself, even if I'm stuck, I know there's a way out. Those are the 2 parts right there. And they need something. And I just noticed for myself, no matter how miserable I was, if I just said that, it didn't mean I was free of it. It just took the edge off enough to keep going. So how does that feel, Chris, for this
That's
moment?
good. Yeah, I like that. Even though I know I'm stuck, there is a way out. It's good.
And I want you to write that down when we get off the call, you guys. Whenever you hear something you like, when you write it, it programs it in your subconscious. Even though I'm stuck, I know there's a way out. Or Carlee's going to help me, or I'm going to help myself work with these 2 parts that aren't happy. And then you could even write to those parts, I'm so sorry. I'm listening to you. This is recorded, so you could go back if you forgot. So Chris, again, check out your stomach, put your hand on your tummy, your heart, or that area. And what are the sensations in this moment?
Calm. Yeah.
Let's all send light to that stomach area to feel that calm, because this helps with any health issues you all have. And I know, Chris, you've had some, and some of you have also shared with me, because our emotions and our nervous system get stored in the body. This is why I like the word at ease and dis-ease. When your body is at ease, you're moving away from dis-ease. Dis-ease just means you're not at ease. The cells aren't happy. So Chris, tell your cells, oh, stomach, you're calmer. You're okay. I love you. Your poor little stomach worked too hard your whole life. And now it's starting to relax. Just take a deep breath. And Chris, just knowing that you doing this work, you made my day. I have a feeling you made everybody in the class's day, because the harder the problem, everybody's nodding their heads, the harder the client, the harder the problem. If the person wants to feel better, I know there's a way. The only people that don't get out are the ones that give up on themselves and don't do the work. And that's okay too. But if you're sitting here, there's a way. I know it. So you, Chris, gave everybody in the class, your eyes were closed a lot, but a lot of people are smiling, like, right? So, Chris, the classes have changed slightly. I think my first class was with Chris and some other woman that's not in the program anymore. Remember, Chris? It was like the three of us.
Right. Yeah. I remember there was only, I think one time there was just, yeah, you're right. It was just me and another, and you, three of us. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's actually a perfect example. That woman wasn't willing to do the work. So have you noticed, Chris, you don't see her anymore?
Right.
And that's okay. But if you're all sitting here, it means you're doing the work, and the work is going within. And it's not too hard, is it? It actually feels good because you're loving yourself. And this poor person was with an abusive husband for a very long time and was not willing to do anything different. So she was stuck. And I said, I would love to help you. I gave her so many opportunities. I got on the phone with her. I said, but if you're not willing to change in any way, nobody else can help you. You have to help yourself. Bless you, Marnie. Oh, this was awesome, Chris.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for being here and watching this. It's great. Thank you.
Sandy, do you want to say something?
I just want to thank Chris for being so raw. It's wonderful, and it's healing for me to watch him go through that. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad. If it
And
can
I
help
can
anybody else, that's great.
I can relate, Chris. My dad was the
Yeah.
same way.
Yeah.
No, I love you. No, nothing. Nothing. Yeah.
Not in a
Exactly.
mean way, not in an abusive way, but just
Cold.
yeah, just
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
didn't know how.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean, he didn't have it either. His family
Right.
didn't.
No, he
His
didn't
mom
either, no.
didn't like him. He wasn't a favorite, and she treated him that way, and
Yeah,
he didn't know how to treat anybody else.
right. Which is kind of amazing to think that you could live in the house with someone
Mhm.
like that, and just yeah, more like roommates more than anything else.
Well, they grew up. There was 9 kids. They grew up on a farm. They were all just hired hands.
Hmm. Yeah.
Linda, I think in our first session, is it okay if I share this
Yeah.
part?
Yeah.
She immediately wanted to get out with your mom. So when she was little, her and her mom got out of that energy. So I'm curious to see what happens in our next one, Linda, because you
Yeah.
and Chris actually are very similar nervous systems. You guys have similar sensations.
Yeah.
And when he was talking, was it ringing true for you?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Isn't that interesting?
In the head. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. In
the
the
head.
stomach. In the
Yep.
head. In the stomach. Yep.
Yeah.
So it shows different personalities process trauma Like look, we're all humans, right? We all need to drink water and sleep. And then you'll find people that are like, whoa, like Linda and Chris, whereas I can look at some of you and be like, you can look at people and be like, oh, my body does that. And there's going to be similarities with all of them, but some will be more alike. And then you can find the pattern. Oh, they had similar dads. Okay. But then we also have taken the mom account. Like, Tracy, I'm looking at you and I see so many similarities there, so it's like, it's fun to see, oh, this is how the body reacts to neglect or codependent mothers that take too much. Oh, okay. Some of us get stuck in the head. Some of us get more hyper and can't slow down. It's just keep being, absorb the knowledge, because more knowledge is power, right? And then the pain body and the ego don't mess with you. You're like, that's why I actually think these groups are actually getting so powerful, because we're all looking at each other going, oh, it gets lighter. I'm not so alone. Everybody goes through this. The pain body makes you feel very alone, very dark. You're stuck. That's not true. That's why it's called co-regulation. So you self-regulate on your own, and then co-regulation is where we're helping each other.
I feel like we're normalizing that it's okay that we've had these experiences. I'm not alone in a silo somewhere. We're kind of like, oh, it's all very similar. And then we're kind of normalizing the healing, and that we're going to a positive place. So that helps me.
Yeah. And when you ever feel stuck, remember, this is what I've learned with this work. The only way out is you give yourself what you didn't get, which means maybe there's more days you needed to get out of the house and away from the neglect or the abuse. So in your mind, with me in these classes, in your meditations, float away, get out the door, look at the sky, bring in more kids you want at those moments. Bring in your imagination. Maybe Superman needed to come fly down and you get on his back and you soar, because your nervous system follows images and energy. So the more stuck we've been in those situations, that means the more freedom we need to get out. That's why I say a lot, okay, what's the opposite of being in that environment? Well, I'd be free of it. I'd be, okay, well, what do we need to do? Give yourself that. When you meditate, visualize that. Oh, I would have liked to have lived. I mean, this might even be too far, but you can play with it. Maybe my dad did connect with me. Maybe he did smile at me and say, hey, I see you. If anything feels too scary, do it with me. But what I'm trying to say is give yourself what you didn't get. And there's no one way to do that. You can do it from a class member. You can do it to your younger self. You could have the person do it. I don't notice that we always have the person do it, because that's too hard to believe sometimes, to see that the person that caused the pain could change. But maybe you could see somebody being loving to you that wasn't. Who cares? If it feels good, you do it. That's how you regulate. Does that make sense? So if you're ever in a bind and you're feeling like you're going to that pattern, you interrupt it by saying, hey, wait, whoa. Where are you going? Okay, you're upset. You're frustrated. What do you need? Oh, you want to connect. Okay, wait, dad's not going to connect with you right now. I am. So when you feel the pattern, you're trying to interrupt it. Wait, what do you need right now? And trust me, these tools I'm teaching you are new. So after a few months, 6 months, next year, I've been practicing it for 15. I'm finally getting really good at it. I can give myself what I need so much quicker, but I finished my training in over 10 years ago. So I've been really getting to practice it about 15 years. So, and it's still work, and it's okay. You'll just get better. Oh, I need this tool. Good breath, Chris. Does that make sense though? So when you find that sensation or that pattern coming up, the first thing to do is to catch it, be aware. Uh-oh, I'm going to that place. What happens if I just bring total awareness to it instead of getting sucked into it? And then let me try one of the tools. Okay, I'm going to say to that part of me, whoa, I hear you. I know what you're doing. Okay, you need some attention. You're frustrated, because what happens is you don't want to get lost in that tornado, right? Because then you're just oblivious. You want to catch it. Okay, wait, you're really mad. You're feeling scared. And I can even think of, the one I've had lately where I've gotten triggered about how to market and social media. That's been big for me. And I thought I got over it, and then I felt it a little funny again the other day, and I caught it. I did exactly. I was like, Karlee, you're not going there again. Let's just bring pure awareness to it. And I shifted and I just looked at it, and it started to settle, and I didn't put pressure on needing to know the answer right away. And I just left it. So you'll constantly use these tools for everything, and it doesn't feel good. But here's what I know: when I don't feel good, I'm starting to say right away to myself, okay, I'm safe. It's okay. It just means I'm moving in the wrong direction. It's my signal. And so with old trauma patterns, when we start to not feel good, just try to remind yourself, something needs something. I need more freedom. I need a hug that I didn't get. I need to not be around this energy that keeps playing off that's making me really mad. I need to get mad. I need to get mad. Oh, that feels better. And how you know is it just all of a sudden things in your body start to calm down. So even if you actually tell yourself, I need to get angry. Remember Rebecca last session, right? That was super cool. You had rage rush through you and it felt good, right? So I think a lot of us think we're not allowed to get angry or feel rage because we understand why things were the way they were. That's the uncoupling. Don't worry about that. You can understand why things are the way they are. Put that to the side, then let the parts of you that dealt with a lot of stuff get angry for a minute, because you'll feel better. It's healthy because it didn't feel good at the time. And your body's saying, please listen to me. I'm very frustrated. I don't want to be in this situation. I want love and connection. I want peace of mind. I want freedom. So then you give it to yourself. And that's where the work comes in. How do I give that to myself? Well, talk to yourself. You do some visualizations. And if you can't figure it out on your own, that's when we do our one-on-one sessions, because it means you were too young or you're too uncomfortable and you need that co-regulation. You need support. Is this making sense?
Yes.
So let's just let the energy all settle. Everybody just take a deep breath. Close your eyes a minute. Relax your jaw. Feel your sit bones on the seat. Ground yourself into the present moment. Just tell yourselves for the rest of the day, I'm just going to be where I'm at. I don't have to be anywhere else. I'm allowed to feel however I want. And I know that my body and emotions are constantly talking to me, and I'm going to learn to listen to them and learn healthy responses. And you'll start getting intuitions too, like, hey, I might need to read this book. I might need to look over this module and do this exercise again. Or maybe I need to do another one-on-one with Karlee. I'm going to ask for what I want. Don't worry about it. Ask. Does that sound good for today, Chris?
Yes.
So happy to have you back. Does that mean not to put you on the spot or put pressure on you, but does that mean you'll come to more classes?
Yeah, I need to come to more. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I love. I think there's like 30, 35 people in the group, and you see whoever's supposed to be will be. And then what's cool is at least they're recorded. So all the other members, they may be watching them at home doing their own healing. And that's awesome. Perfect.
Yeah.
No one has to come. It's just doing the work, whether or not you do it in group or on your own. It doesn't matter. Everybody's different. And maybe next year from now, 10 other people that are in the program are like, okay, I'm ready for class. Because timing is so essential. That's such a big one. It's like your body and mind know when. So don't put pressure on yourself. When the ego wants to get on your case, it's like, oh, I wasn't ready. It's okay. You weren't ready till now, whenever that is. Okay, I'll stop talking. I'm going to hit stop. I'm going to hit stop recording.